Welcome back to Tongi's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making Sfoglia Verde Agli Spinaci. Forgive my Italian. It's a recipe for pasta dough, which I'm going to be using for lasagna out of Chef Evan Funky's book. I highly suggest this book. It's awesome. I like doing, he suggested the spinach pasta for the lasagna. It feels like it's a little healthier. Kind of making his recipe anyways. So we'll get started. And the first thing I got to do is take the spinach, weigh it, and then blanch it. All right. We need 250 grams of spinach. I got my washed spinach right here. Stems and all. It doesn't have to be fancy spinach, just any spinach. Maybe I'll use the rest for a salad. All right, I got my water boiling here, and you need it salted, just like you would pasta. I'll wait for that salt to dissolve real quick there. And then working in batches, we are going to blanch these a little bit here, about 30 seconds here. Alexa, set a timer for 25 seconds. 25 seconds. Alexa, stop. Just kind of pull this out here and let it drain. Carefully place it on. Put that in frame. Do that on the wire rack here. There we go. Just I'll kind of let it dry. The water's still at a boil, so I'm put a little bit more in there. Alexa, set a timer for 25 seconds. And the spinach here needs to dry completely before you use it. You want as much moisture out of it as you can. And the reason we blanch it, because blanching it maintains that vibrant green color, so that in the pasta it'll come out like a really beautiful green. You'll get to see that. It looks like Alexa didn't go on my timer. I've been talking. I guess I can check the timer here. That's probably good. Let's batch out. Right out. Do this last batch here. And as soon as this batch comes out, I'm going to lay all this out on the rack here, and I have to let it completely cool, because what we're going to do is the spinach is going to mix in with the eggs. It's going to be part of the levels of hydration that we use. So because I'm mixing it with eggs, I don't want the eggs to cook, so I got to make sure they dry completely. I'm going to stop this part right here, and I'll come back in 20 minutes. There we go. All right, well, 20 minutes is up, so we are going to start on the next round here. So first I'm going to do the eggs. Bowl here. Now we have to do 250 grams of eggs. Yep. Should be about 5 eggs here. That's 4 eggs. Maybe I'll add a little bit of water. So the last eggs are about 50 grams each. Let's get some water. There, 250. That'll work. Save an egg. Next step we're going to do here is take a clean kitchen towel, and now you get to see why all my kitchen towels are stained from doing things like this. So we need to try and get all of the moisture off of the spinach here. Just kind of squeeze it in the kitchen towel here. Try and squeeze out as much water as I can out of this thing. All right. Oh, that's quite a bit. Yeah, that should be fine. And now we'll blend. All right. Pop the spinach in there. All our eggs in there. Now he recommends in the book using a food processor, which you can also use. But the blender seems to work nicely as long as I don't heat it up too much. So I'll keep it on a low level here. And we kind of want to blend this until it's completely smooth. A little bit more. That looks pretty smooth to me. Now we'll make the pasta. All right. So we want 454 grams there of flour. Just using all-purpose here. 419. 461. Take out a little bit. 52. 451. 453. A little bit more. 454. There we go. This aside. Make a well in the center of this. Go. And then I'm going to dump in all of the egg and spinach. Ah, man, I got it on my face. Ugh. That was stupid. All right. Good enough. All right. Now, I'm going to mix this in here. Mix it in with the flour slowly. You don't want to break your walls here. Trust me on that one. The spinach makes the eggs pretty thick, so it's not that big of a deal. Mix that in. And now, switch to my bench scraper and kind of, I'm going to cut in the flour here into the egg mixture. Kind of like you do with fat, baking biscuits or something. Just hydrate all the flour with the wetness here. Got spinach all over my glasses. Oh, and on my face. Oh, God. All right. That's about good. And now we're going to start kneading. I should be kneading this for about 5 minutes or so. Maybe less. The spinach makes this dough super, super sticky. It's kind of weird to work with when you're used to just doing an egg dough. But trust me, it all comes together nicely at the end. So kind of, when you knead, you kind of want to go forward a bit. It's slow, it doesn't fold back very well, does it? Let me get some of this extra flour here. So you're going to forward, fold it down, and you turn it 90 degrees. Continue that process. Just keep it going like that. For about 5 minutes, it'll come together. You notice already it's not sticking as much as it was before. Spinach still has the tendency to stick to the board. That's worth all this. We're just cleaning it out. It's 4 and 5 minutes of video. Just trying to get the gluten going. All there. Let that rest for about 5 minutes. Seam side up. All right, 5 minutes is up. I'm gonna take the dough and I'm gonna clean the board. I'm gonna get rid of all of these all the leftovers here. We will discard all of that. I went and I washed dishes and washed my hands, and they're still wet for this next part. So I'm going to do the same kneading for another 3 to 5 minutes. Which is probably really boring. Maybe I should stop the camera. I'm going to do that. Alright, I'm coming to the end here of my second knead of 3 to 5 minutes. The dough is very tacky, and you can see how a bunch gets left on the board here. That's from the spinach, but oops, just about a great, nice, solid ball here. You can see the cellulite texture. That's what you're looking for. And I'm going to wrap it in plastic wrap. Seam side down. Kind of make these pleats here. This. Wrapping it really tightly. Now I'm going to let it sit for 15 minutes. And then we'll do our cut and our last knead. Okay, 15 minutes is up, so now it's time to split the dough in half. Knead it out again. And then put it back in there for... So, waste not, want not. I'm going to cut this in half. Alright. Now I got 2 pieces of plastic. Alright. Cut that in half. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to knead it a little bit. Each one. Give it a little more gluten formation. Wrap it up in the same way I did. That was a big ball with this tinier one. Make it a ball here and round it out and flatten it a little bit. This one out a little bit. And then these go in the fridge overnight. All right, it's the next day. I let these two sit in the refrigerator overnight. Um, Now I've taken them out about an hour before this to come up to room temperature, which is very important with working with egg doughs that are in the fridge to have them at room temperature. I'm going to get to rolling this out with my mozzarella. I'm making lasagna, so these have to be around, I think it's 7 to 9 post-its thick, so a fairly thick noodle. I'm making, I have an 18 by 4 pan that I'm going to be using, so I took a piece of paper and I kind of folded it. This is about the size I'm going to be cutting them. And when I get the sheets done, I'm going to let them sit and dry on a pan for a while. And then right before I prepare and make the lasagna, I'm going to blanch them in water. When boiling salted water, I'll put the sheets of the lasagna dough in there for about 30 seconds for each one, then pull them out and use them in the lasagna. So let's get to rolling this out. Flour on there, and I'm gonna work it out from the middle. I've got a soft flat disc here. I'll start rolling out. Kind of as you roll, just kind of want to turn it like on the numbers of a clock. Just checking here. I think that's about the right thickness. So I'm going to cut. Let's see, looks like 1, 2. I need to get 3 here. Do 1 up here. Do 2 down here. to save all the scraps in case you need to fill in the lasagna elsewhere. Second one. Different. And there we have it. We have our 6 sheets of egg spinach pasta for lasagna. So next time to prepare. Time to make dinner. All right, I got a nice boil going here, so just gonna blanch each of these pasta sheets for about 30 seconds each. We can do 2 at a time, maybe. Hold it. Put that in. One is good. Two. All right, now it's time to make the bechamel sauce. I'm going to be making a small batch here, so I'm going to use about 4 tablespoons of butter. Gonna let that melt, and then we're gonna make a roux with flour. I'm gonna make a pretty thick one here, so it's gonna be about a 1/4 cup of flour here. Something was on my butter. A quarter cup of butter or so. I mean, of flour here. Mix that up into a roux. Cook that for a second there. It's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to slowly add the milk into the roux to thicken it up. Add a little bit and then let it absorb all that milk there first. So, like this. A little bit more. Keep going. A little bit more. Keep doing this until I'm just under halfway done, and then I'm going to put the rest in and let it come to a boil. Yep, just under half. It's okay, put the rest in. I'm going to season that with some salt, half a teaspoon, and nutmeg. Just let that come to a boil and let it thicken up a little bit, and that's the end of what you need to do. Alright, now we're going to prepare the lasagna dish. I'm going to butter my dish here. Nicely. Got my leftover bolognese. Put some on the bottom here. And a bit of the bechamel. And this is a mixture of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano and Pecorino Romano. Some of that ground floor there. Put our first pasta. Kind of repeat this through all of the steps. So you don't want to use too much on each layer. There. Bechamel, I just kind of dabble it in there. And the cheese mixture. You don't want to skimp on the cheese, that's for sure. I should probably have dried these, cooled these separately. I'm not touching each other. There we go. sheet. Bechamel. Cheese. Dump all this on here. I'm also going to top it with mozzarella because why not? Right, cover it with tin foil. Put it in the oven at 450 for 30 minutes. Remove the tin foil and cook it another 30 minutes. It should be nice and golden brown. And then you have lasagna. Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Alexa, stop.